Have you ever left a discussion with the uneasy suspicion that something wasn't quite right? Even though their statements sounded natural, your gut was telling you otherwise. Or maybe you encountered someone who so easily distorts the facts that you begin to question your own viewpoint. You're not alone if this sounds familiar to you. Some of the most emotionally taxing, perplexing, and tiring conversations we have are with liars. The Stoics held that although we have no influence over other people's behavior, we do have power over our own reactions. You will have 5 effective techniques for dealing with dishonesty with courage and integrity by the end of this video. You'll leave feeling prepared to tackle even the most difficult talk, whether it's recognizing the tiny clues of a lie, maintaining composure under duress, or establishing limits that save your energy. Breathe deeply, unwind, and join us as we go over the 5 strategies for dealing with liars. To ensure you don't miss any future movies like this one, please click the subscribe button and press the notification bell before we start. Are you prepared? Let's get started. Conversations frequently involve a dance of words, but the beat becomes strange when someone is dishonest. It's not enough to catch someone in a lie, you also need to know when a conversation is compromised in order to recognize the warning signals of dishonesty. The first step to keeping your peace is being aware of it. Liars frequently expose themselves in subtle, nearly undetectable ways rather than through big blunders. Their body language may convey uneasiness, their story may not make sense, or their tone may not be consistent with their words. Be mindful of discrepancies. When someone tells a narrative, for instance, but avoids making eye contact or fidgets excessively, these could be indications of discomfort brought on by dishonesty. However, keep in mind that these signs are not infallible. While some people have mastered the art of hiding their lies, others are inherently anxious. You want to look for trends, not make accusations. In addition to what people say, dishonesty frequently manifests itself in the way they communicate. In order to hide the truth, liars frequently utilize ambiguous language or extraneous information. To purchase time, they could repeat your inquiry or avoid giving direct responses, redirecting the attention and making you feel questioned for even posing a question is a tried and true strategy. This strategy diverts attention from their lies and causes confusion. Just imagine their story as a badly built web. Although it might seem reasonable at first, it doesn't stand up when you give it some thought. For example, if someone claims to have been stuck in traffic, inquire about any hesitancy or discrepancies in their response. Since lies frequently lack the foundation of actual experiences, logical flaws frequently show up when you examine specifics. Since the body speaks its own language, even the most skilled liars are occasionally unable to suppress their physical reactions. Deception is frequently linked to symptoms like excessive blinking, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting. But context is crucial. Whether they are telling the truth or not, some people exhibit these actions when they are anxious. Another clue is micro-expressions, which are those brief facial movements that convey an individual's actual feelings. A fleeting wince, a flash of rage during a denial, or a smile that stops short of the eyes might reveal what words are trying to hide. Even when someone claims to be calm, their rigid posture or clenched fists betray that. The skill of identifying lies is about raising awareness, not about being suspicious or overly watchful. We learn from Stoicism to view the world with clarity rather than distrust. According to Marcus Aurelius, don't do it if it's wrong, do not speak if it is untrue. Apply this lesson as a guide to uphold your integrity when confronted with dishonesty, not to level accusations against others. You give yourself the ability to maintain composure and control by remaining perceptive without drawing hasty judgments. Allow their words and deeds to inform your interpretation, and keep in mind that truth frequently comes to light over time. Both patience and keeping your peace are essential. The influence of emotional regulation. It can be like standing in the center of a storm while dealing with liars. Their statements have the power to distort reality, cloud your judgment, and cause emotional confusion. The fact is, though, that you don't have to join the pandemonium. Our initial reaction to lying is frequently emotional. We may become angry, frustrated, or even shocked. Although these reactions are common, they can also be harmful. When emotions take over, we become less able to think clearly and act appropriately. And here is a timeless lesson from Stoicism: you have power over how you react to the liar, but not over what they do. Silencing the storm within of you, rather than the liar, is where your strength lies. A sharp mind is one that is at ease. Being calm allows you to see through the mist of dishonesty. Imagine your feelings as a fire. Your response serves as the gasoline, while the liar's remarks may serve as sparks. The fire goes out when the fuel is removed. Grounding yourself in the here and now is the key to maintaining composure. One of the simplest yet most powerful techniques is deep, deliberate breathing. Breathe in gently through your nose, hold it for 3 counts, and then slowly release the breath through your mouth. Continue doing this until the tension starts to subside. In addition to calming your nerves, this allows you to pause and consider your response. Another underappreciated tactic is to pause before speaking. Liars frequently thrive on emotional reactions. They anticipate confrontation, rage, or perplexity. Instead, you break their rhythm when you halt. This purposeful composure is a silent demonstration of strength, not weakness. Try to approach dishonesty with the perspective of an unbiased observer. Consider their statements as data points rather than personal opinions. That which patterns are evident. Are they attempting to cast blame, play with your emotions, or sow doubt? You may conduct a more objective analysis of the situation if you take an emotional step back. Imagine your thoughts as a lake of clear water. Acting emotionally is akin to tossing a rock into the sea. The surface gets warped as ripples propagate. However, the lake stays smooth and reflects reality as it is when you maintain your composure. You can keep control and identify discrepancies thanks to this transparency. Despite the turbulence outside, the ancient Stoics believed in fostering inner tranquility. You have control over your thoughts, not external circumstances, according to Marcus Aurelius. You will find strength if you realize this. I'd apply this idea as a defense against dishonesty. Reframing your viewpoint is one useful technique. Consider the liar's actions to be a reflection of their character rather than your own, rather than a personal assault. Their shortcomings are exposed by their dishonesty. This change in viewpoint can assist you in emotionally separating yourself, which will enable you to react calmly. Writing in a journal is another effective method. After a challenging conversation, put your feelings and thoughts in writing. What made you feel that way? What was your reaction? Next time, what could you do differently? You can develop emotional resilience for the future and process your experiences by keeping a journal. In addition to keeping your peace, remaining composed also surprises the liar. They use emotional reactions to take charge, but your composure gives them no leverage. It is comparable to being in a hurricane's eye. Even if everything around you is in disarray, you stay calm and unaffected. The liar is forced to face their behavior when you refuse to reflect their energy. Without your response to support them, their lies lose their impact, even if they intensify. In this way, being calm turns into a silent act of defiance. Each time you interact with a liar, you choose whether to protect your emotional reserves or to allow them to be depleted. Maintaining composure is important for your well-being, not only for winning a discussion. You can't afford to give your tranquility to someone who doesn't value it. Your composure is your win, your breath is your shield, and your calmness is your armor the next time you're up against a liar. Allow the liar's words to fade away, helpless against your composed thoughts. You take back control of the conversation and of yourself by observing calmly. bringing their story's flaws to light. Asking the correct questions might help you disprove a liar's story, even if they usually think you'll take their remarks at face value. When asked carefully, questions not only reveal dishonesty but also provide you with clarity, enabling you to confidently handle the situation. The goal is to guide the discourse toward truth, or at the very least, comprehension, not to question someone or catch them in a spectacular gotcha moment. In a dark room, questions are like a lantern that shines on obscure places. When someone lies, their story is frequently a patchwork of made-up elements and half-truths. You can carefully investigate the weak areas by posing the appropriate questions. In contrast to accusations, which make individuals defensive, inquiries urge them to share more about their goals and way of thinking. Let's dissect it. Uncertainty or over-prepared information are common tools used by liars. Saying something like, "I was late because of traffic," for instance, may seem like enough, but a straightforward, non-confrontational inquiry like, "Where was the traffic?" or "How long did you get stuck?" can point out holes in their narrative. This strategy has the advantage of not coming across as accusatory. It merely asks them to elaborate, and lies frequently fall apart at this point. Additionally, questions deflect attention from you. Liars frequently attempt to control the conversation by directing it toward your feelings or uncertainties. If you retake control by asking questions, which makes it more difficult for them to deflect. Asking for details is another effective strategy. Lying people frequently give either too little information or too much unrelated information, and a straightforward inquiry such as "What time did you leave?" compels them to give a concise response, but many liars will find it difficult to remember specifics or will contradict themselves, even if they are minor. These discrepancies might expose the truth without you having to level specific charges. Asking open-ended inquiries also allows the other person to reveal their actual motivations. It's similar to letting them enter the light by opening a door. For instance, rather than posing the question, "Did you do this?" try posing the question, "What happened?" They are asked to provide their version of events in response to this open-ended question, which frequently reveals inconsistencies or embellishments. Don't rush to set boundaries if you detect someone lying. If you don't, dishonesty can take over your mental and emotional garden like a persistent weed. Establishing boundaries is about preserving your integrity and peace of mind, not about punishing the liar. Setting boundaries not only helps you control other people's conduct, but also validates your own value. Since liars frequently take advantage of hazy boundaries, boundaries are crucial. To advance their story, they might rely on your kindness, trust, or even your unwillingness to confront them. Allowing their conduct to persist unchecked might result in fatigue, bewilderment, and even self-doubt. However, keep in mind that setting boundaries is about determining what you will and won't put up with in your life, not about controlling the liar's behavior. Lack of boundaries might leave you feeling stuck, as if you're always attempting to make your way through a labyrinth of lies from other people. This is particularly true when interacting with chronic liars, or those who lie regularly rather than infrequently. Your emotional reserves may be depleted by their dishonesty, leaving you feeling frustrated. Establishing limits makes it obvious that you respect truthfulness and won't waste time telling lies. It's about establishing an environment where respect and trust are unassailable, not about making demands or starting arguments. Self-awareness is the first step towards establishing boundaries. Consider how much of your time, trust, or feelings you would like to share with this person. It might be necessary to put some distance between you and them if their falsehoods hurt you or make your life more difficult on a regular basis. Be direct and unambiguous. Ambiguous or inconsistent boundaries lose their impact. You may say, for instance, "I need honesty in our conversations. If I feel like I'm not getting that, I will leave this friendship." This establishes a clear expectation, and lays out the consequence in a calm and non-aggressive manner if someone lies to you on a regular basis. Reduce your susceptibility. Liars frequently take advantage of sensitive information. Being genuine in relationships is important, but you don't have to share your inner life with everyone. Protect your private affairs and emotions until you have gained someone's trust. Save your time and effort. Limiting interactions with dishonest people is acceptable if their dishonesty is upsetting or exhausting. For example, you may decide to avoid talking about certain subjects or to keep talks short. It is one thing to set boundaries, it is quite another to enforce them. Some people may try to test your sincerity, particularly if you're a frequent liar. At this point, consistency becomes essential. When the line is crossed, follow through on your promise that dishonesty will have repercussions. You don't have to defend or argue for yourself because of this. It may be sufficient to reply simply and calmly, "I'm not comfortable continuing this conversation right now." The goal is to maintain your resolve without making things worse. Respecting your limits is another aspect of setting boundaries. It could be time to reconsider the relationship entirely if the actions of a liar still affect you in spite of your best attempts. Walking away can be the healthiest barrier at times. Consider boundaries as a wall that protects what is most important, not to keep everyone out. You have power over your mind, not outside events, as Marcus Aurelius once stated. Keep this in mind, and you will discover strength. Boundaries also serve as a reminder that, although you have no control over a liar's behavior, you do have control over the extent to which they affect your life. You regain that authority by establishing boundaries. You begin creating a life based on clarity and respect and cease letting lies control your feelings or choices. Consider your life to be a garden. Weeds and vermin can freely enter without causing harm to the things you have laboriously cultivated. Like the fence surrounding that garden, boundaries allow light, air, and healthy relationships to enter while keeping out things that don't benefit you. Boundaries are great because you get to choose where to set them. It might be restricting the frequency of interactions with a dishonest coworker or rethinking the parameters of a connection ruined by deception. Know that it's just you taking care of yourself, no matter where you draw the line. Think about your existing relationships for a moment. Do you frequently lose your peace because of dishonest people? What limits might you impose to safeguard your health? Setting boundaries isn't about completely shutting people off, rather, it's about establishing stronger relationships by outlining what you will and won't accept. You convey a strong message that you value and are prepared to uphold your integrity and peace. Reacting honestly. Bye. Your integrity is the most effective weapon you have when dealing with dishonesty. It's easy to mimic the actions of a liar, respond to deceit by manipulating others, or confront them in a way that belittles your moral principles. However, upholding your morals not only keeps the peace but also demonstrates your strength. The best way to disarm liars is to respond with integrity, not conflict. Chaos is ideal for liars who use bewilderment, emotional outbursts, and the distortion of facts to seize power. You may avoid playing their game by responding with clarity, composure, and honesty. Integrity serves as your compass, making sure that your actions are consistent with your principles, even in the face of deception. Maintaining clarity in a scenario that is intended to obfuscate it is more important than morality when it comes to responding to lies with the truth. Confusion results from lies, making it difficult to tell the difference between truth and deceit. You may create a foundation of stability that breaks through the chaos by grounding yourself in reality. According to Stoic philosophy, integrity is the ability to manage your own conduct regardless of how other people behave. When you uphold your moral principles, dishonesty does not drag you down, rather, it elevates you. Additionally, integrity establishes limits without uttering a word. That lets the liar know that you won't bend the truth, even if they do. Now, you may be wondering how to act honorably in such circumstances. Your initial reaction should be emotional control, just like in the previous steps. Liars frequently anticipate conflict or rage, but when you react coolly, you gain control of the circumstance. For instance, don't lash out at someone who lies to you. Try saying something like, "That's not what I heard," instead. "Could you elaborate?" This strategy gives you the advantage by keeping the emphasis on the facts rather than feelings. Honesty does not equate to integrity. Address the deception if it directly affects you, but do so in a way that is consistent with your personality. Focus on the difference rather than calling someone a liar. "I saw that what you said earlier doesn't match this. Could you say that again?" This approach places the onus of providing an explanation on them while maintaining a positive dialogue. It demonstrates your respect for truthfulness without using insulting language. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion if the circumstance demands it. Although liars may attempt to distort the truth, your dedication to the truth can alter the subject. Reaffirming your own perspective of the circumstance is more important than persuading the liar when you speak your truth. It keeps you grounded in reality, even when they try to twist it. Since it's unexpected, responding with integrity frequently disarms liars. They expect defensiveness, rage, or even resistance to deceit. You may prevent them from creating the turmoil they desire by remaining calm and speaking honestly. Their lies now have nowhere to hide. It's like bringing light into a pitch-black room. Your peace is also safeguarded by integrity. You may stay out of a vicious cycle of vengeance or dissatisfaction by being true to your values. The goal is to leave knowing that you remain true to yourself, not to win the discussion. I think of integrity like a mirror. You are holding up that mirror, reflecting things as it is, when you answer dishonesty with truth. This can be awkward for the liar. They frequently see what they are doing for the first time. However, the mirror serves as a source of clarity for you, guaranteeing that you stay rooted in reality regardless of how warped their statements may be. The truth transforms you, but it doesn't always transform the liar. It demonstrates that you don't have to lower yourself to their level in order to defend yourself, strengthening your resolve to confront dishonesty head-on. Consider a recent experience where you were told the truth by someone. What was your reaction? Were you pulled into the emotional turbulence of the moment, or did your response reflect your values? You can find areas in which you can engage with people in the future with greater integrity by thinking back on these encounters. It takes guts and self-control to respond with integrity. Even while it's not always simple to maintain composure or fight the want to strike back, every time you make the moral decision, you fortify your character, preserve your peace, and lead by example. Integrity serves as a reminder that you always have power over how you react, even when dishonesty is present. Stay composed, grounded, and loyal to yourself while allowing liars to be exposed by their behavior. We appreciate you viewing our video on 5 strategies for dealing with dishonest people. The wisdom of Stoic in action. We hope these tactics encourage you to confront dishonesty with strength, composure, and clarity. Keep in mind that maintaining your moral compass is a daily decision rather than only a skill. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think could find it useful. To ensure you don't miss any more articles about Stoic wisdom and personal development, click the notification bell. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.